rock. Here we come. My goal here is I'm heading southbound first for anywhere from 8 to 12 miles, depending on how far I want to go, and then coming back northbound. So from the parking lot, I'm starting out in the southbound direction, and I hit this Y junction, and I'm thinking, well, I could just continue southbound, that's pretty obvious, but then there's a part of this little bit of northbound trail that I would have missed up to the Susquehanna River. So I'm kind of going up this way, a little bit backtracking, even though I've never been here before. Going a little bit northbound, just so that I don't miss any part of the trail. And what I'm hoping is that it won't make me go all the way back down to where I came from to continue going southbound. I'm hoping that there's a kind of a triangle, where I can just continue southbound that way without having to go all the way back down there. It's about 25 degrees. It's a little after 8 in the morning. And this is a good waker-upper. You just get out of the car and it's freezing cold. And you just immediately start up a steep climb. You get warm in like 5 minutes. It's March. It's not really winter anymore, but it's 25 degrees, so, and there's no snow out here right now. But yep. So I don't know what the temperatures are going to get down to tonight, but if it's 25 degrees at 8 in the morning, then it might be in the low 20s at nighttime. So let's see what's up here. Oh, I think it just goes down to the road. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what Google Maps says that it does. It doesn't look like it goes anywhere. So I don't know. I'm not that much of a purist that I have to hike every inch of the trail. It's almost kind of pointless. I mean, look. The trail goes down that way, down to the road. But the road also goes over here where the parking lot is. That's where I parked and hiked up that way. So, and there's a trail going down that way. So what if you're a thru hiker and you're going northbound, you could either go down that way, go to the parking lot and go to the road, or you can go this way on the trail and go down and go to the road. I don't really see what's the difference. But in my case, I'm not going to bother going down that way because it's just a really pointless exercise. So my goal is to head southbound for 8 to 12 miles. All right, back to where we came from. So this section of trail, in the direction that I'm going, southbound, goes out to Cove Mountain and makes a left turn, and goes down the mountain and goes into the farmlands just north of Boiling Springs, PA. And I've never hiked this section before. I've never been out there before, so I don't know what kind of camping opportunities there will be out there. I'm not expecting there to be any. So the whole question is, what's it going to be like out there, and how far back am I going to have to come tonight when I want to camp? So this is looking north. You can't really see anything south right now because there's kind of a ridge there. Yeah. Good old Pennsylvania rocks. You really got to pick your feet up. You cannot get lazy about picking your feet up. You will jam a toe, twist an ankle, You get good at it after a while, but what happens is towards the end of the day, you start getting tired and you're not picking your legs up as far. And man, tripping, stumbling, walking like a drunk person. And man, not fun. It's okay in the morning when you first start out and you have all this energy and you're not tired and you don't have sore legs. But no, just rocks. I can handle that. No big deal. Hours later, you're like, oh my goodness. Just give me one flat piece of ground big enough to put my foot down. You're just so happy when you find any kind of level ground or flat ground just to put your foot down. That's all I want. But right now, see, that one almost got me. So, I don't know how well you can see it, but that ridge line over there is where I came from this morning. I hiked all the way up there, and now we've come around the cove, and we're on kind of the bottom part of the cove, the southern part, and we're about to head down, and there's another mountain ridge that way. Probably can't see that, but off in the distance in the horizon, another mountain ridge that, if I keep true to my primary goal of going 12 miles, I will have to go up that mountain ridge and down the other side to the parking lot. And from where I stand right now, this sounds like a lot of work, but there is the consolation prize of the parking lot at the bottom of this mountain in between the two. That's the kind of the 8 mile, 7 or 8 miles, and then it's kind of like a 15 or so mile out and back. But you know, the day is still young, still have tons of time. You know, it really just comes down to how much energy do I have. Down we go. And if you look over this way, I don't know if you can tell, but we are up pretty high. And we're going all the way down to the bottom, across those farms, and up to the next mountain. Oh man, what was I thinking? I worked so hard to get up here, and now I'm just giving it all back. Here comes another hiker. Alrighty, so we've come to the bottom of the hill, and nice little creek here. And there's a couple of camp spots around here too, which is kind of nice. So I think this will be my spot for lunch. I'm going to try and guzzle as much water as I can and refill. And a little fire in here with a bench. And it's a little bit close to the trail, but it's very pretty. So I bet you lots of thru hikers are going to use this spot. Water looks nice and clear. Alright, so I've had lunch and now I'm moving on. Man, as soon as I stopped and started to make some food, I got really, really cold. And it's not even that cold out. It's like 48 degrees right now. I think it's just because I needed some calories. And I was probably a little dehydrated too. I had to put all my jackets on. I sat there shivering like it was 20 degrees, and it was not anywhere close to that. So that's happened to me once before. I get this sort of midday chill when I'm winter hiking. And I think my problem is that I don't take breaks, and I don't drink enough water, and I don't eat lunch. I'm just too busy trying to hike the miles, and then my body just runs out of calories to burn, and I just get slow and cold. And but we're fine now. On we go. Man. I think I'm ready for some springtime backpacking. And it looks like we're coming up on some kind of little bridge down here. And a big open area, probably a farm of some kind. That is the secondary goal. That is the consolation prize goal of this hike. Because I'm thinking I just might not have the energy to go to the next parking lot after this. It's just going to be another 4 miles. Yep, it's a little windy out here. That's okay. It's not really that cold. It is about 45 degrees right now. So the breeze feels kind of good. It's funny to see this little peg here. You know, if the path wasn't warm and so many people hiking it, would that peg with the blaze on it be enough to tell you which way to go? Maybe. Just connect the dots, I guess, right? Alright, well, made it to the little parking lot, and if you look over that way, off in the distance, you'll see there's a peg, and trailways that way. So, I'm just going to sit here for a couple minutes and think about what I want to do. I'm really beat right now, I don't know why. I'm really feeling beat. Okay, so let me think about this for a minute. Alrighty. So I decided to turn around, but that was as far as I wanted to go. All I want to do right now is get back to that spot where I had lunch, find a nice place to set up my hammock, and get in there and take a nap and warm up. I don't know. I think I might be coming down with something. I've had kind of a chest cough and a sore throat, so I just feel tired and achy and cold. So, and this is kind of not really a fun place to be when you don't feel good. So, oh man, I drank all that water because they said that the water at the Darlington shelter was not reliable. So I drank as much water as I could, and then I filled up my bottle. And man, this creek is killing me right now. You know what I'm talking about. Man, it's killing me. But yeah, there's no sun in the sky right now. It's very gray out. It's getting very chilly. Oh man, I cannot wait to set up my hammock. I'm almost back to the area where I had lunch. Just got to go up here and make a right turn, and then it's downhill. Well, it looks like nobody's there. Which is better? To be right on the stream, but then have day hikers walking past, or to be over here? Oh, tons of firewood here, man. Got no excuse for not having a fire tonight. No excuses. Here I got the little spaceship ready to jump into. It's got leaves and junk on it from when I carried it over here. Normally this wouldn't happen, but. And I got my bear cable. I'm about to go hang a bear cable. So. Man, I am not feeling good. It's like I'm getting the flu or something, man. I have a really bad chest cough. It started before I came out here. I think it started like Thursday night. And that's probably part of the reason why I didn't want to hike very far today. But, you know, I'm satisfied with how far I got. And I'm glad I didn't try to go any further. Oh, man. It's kind of nice to not push it to the absolute limit. My tendency is to want to just hike until there's, you know, half an hour of daylight left, and then panic and try to find a campsite before dark. And it's very stressful. This time I decided, you know what? It's not about miles. I got to a milestone that's significant. That's good enough. I'm going to come back, set up camp early, have a nice fire, relax, enjoy it. And I feel good about that, so I'm glad I did that. Here's where I cut. And it's some hardwood. I've got so much firewood here. And I'm hungry. But it's too early to start a fire. The sun is still up. I guess I got to camp earlier than I expected. So there's nothing really much to do until the sun goes down. What time is it? I think it's like 5:30. I'm really starting to lose my voice now because I'm getting sick. So yeah, with the daylight savings time and everything, I guess it felt later than it was. It felt pretty late, but still, I was pretty pooped. I didn't really want to keep on hiking, and I saw these nice campsites here, so. So here's my front door, and Here's the street that I live on, the Appalachian Trail. Let's go down the street a little bit here. There's my driveway, and this is where I live for tonight. There's my house over there. And so this is just an appetizer. I haven't even started dinner yet. The sun is still shining. Look over here. The sun is still shining. It's about 6 o'clock. Yep, 6 o'clock. I feel like daylight savings time must have come early this year or something. I don't remember it being light this late in March. Well, the sun has finally gone down. It's about 7 o'clock. It's not really dark out yet, but I'm tired of waiting. It's 35 degrees. I'm cold. I want to get a fire going. If not that, then I'm just going to go to bed. So let's get the fire going. So I have here some cotton balls and petroleum jelly wrapped in wax paper. I prefer that over matches or lighters. Go. Easy peasy. Not a bad fire, huh? All right. Got some big logs on there now, boy. Time to cook some dinner. And that's just the ground beef. There's also this cheese here. It also comes with mustard, relish, ketchup, mayonnaise. It says to add hot water, but I'm just cooking it the old-fashioned way. Takes about 15 minutes. It might take less with this big-ass fire I got going. Hot chocolate. I'm gonna, as soon as I drink my hot chocolate, I'm almost out of water, so I'm gonna go get some water for tomorrow. Maybe also get some extra to put this fire out, and then go to bed. So it's time for bed, and I'm gonna get in here. This is water, because it's below freezing. So my water filter, a bottle of water, and a little bottle of alcohol fuel was in there for my breakfast. So I'm gonna sleep with that, and this is my underquilt. This is my sleeping bag, which I'm using as a kind of a top quilt, but I'm actually getting inside of it anyway. So, and all right, let's go to bed. Time for bed. I think we have a boil. Hot coffee. There's some mornings you just don't want to get out of bed. Alrighty. I finally got my butt out of bed. And I'm gonna hit the trail. It's a lot warmer today than it was yesterday. So I just have short sleeve shirt on. And here's the trail. And we're going this way. This is the AT. Alright, so I put some extra miles in here because some people told me there was a view out here, so I hiked a little bit, an extra mile to come out to this point. And it's pretty cool. So that's the Susquehanna River. That's, I guess, Clark's Ferry, and the AT Clark's Ferry shelter is that way. And I was out there a few weeks ago when it was like 5 degrees outside and windy as hell. Man, I've met so many people on this outing. The last 2 times I went out, I barely met anybody. I didn't see anybody. I met one couple at Minister Creek, and the other AT section I did, there was nobody. I didn't see a single soul. It must be getting into springtime and everybody's coming out day hiking. And the bugs are starting to come out too.